All right, good morning, Red Platform. Let's do some introductions. First, we have Peter Cole, Iron Forge Weightlifting. Brian Zhao, Griffin Strength Barbell. Sam Axton, Avita Weightlifting. Kyle Stillwell, unaffiliated. Lance Hardy, Buff City Barbell. Kellen Kraus, Avita Weightlifting. Kayron Lewis, Cup of Joe Weightlifting. Chris Swen, Albany CrossFit Barbell Club. Matt Henry, unaffiliated. Jean Feckery, Avita Weightlifting. Kyle Harms, Iron Forge Weightlifting. Jeff Full, unaffiliated. John Tulo, New York Weightlifting Academy. Brian Dorn, unaffiliated. And Jeff Fair, Sona Weightlifting. Athletes, if you'd like to get your line of sight, you're more than welcome to do that. Otherwise, head on back, and we have a 10-minute clock. Clock has begun. That is a good lift and a good start to the competition today. We're going to go automatic increase to 53. This will be for John if he chooses to take it. If not, we will bump up. We are going to bump up loaders. We're going to jump to 54 kilos. This will be for Jeff Full, first attempt of the snatch. Clock has begun. That is another good lift for the competition today. Automatic increase, please, loaders to 55. This will be for John Tulo, second attempt of the snatch, to be followed by Jeff Full. Thank you, loaders. 55 kilos is on the bar. Clock has started for John's second attempt. That is a no lift by majority. We will tighten up that bar and keep it at 55 for John. Third attempt to be followed by Jeff Full. Two-minute clock has begun for John. And that is a good lift by majority for John. We'll see John back for the clean and jerks. We're going to bump up to 59. Please, loaders. This will be second attempt for Jeff Full, Warwick Weightlifting. Clock has started for John. Excuse me, Jeff. That is a no lift for Jeff, but he will come back out for a third attempt. We're going to tighten up 59 for Jeff, to be followed by Brian Dorn. Two-minute clock has begun for Jeff. That is a no lift by majority for Jeff. Jeff is credited with his first snatch. We will see him back for clean and jerks. We're going to go to 60 for Brian Dorn's first attempt, to be followed by Peter Cole. Clock has started for Brian. That is a good lift for Brian. We are going to go the automatic increase to 61, see if he stays there. To be followed by Peter Cole. All right, clock has started for Brian. Going to go up to 62 for Peter. Change of weight, change of athlete. Peter Cole, Iron Forge Weightlifting, will be up for first attempt, to be followed by Jeff Fair. Clock has begun for Peter. That is a good lift for Peter. We're going to do the automatic increase to 63 for Peter. I'll see if we stay here. To be followed by Jeff Fair. Loaders, we're going to do a pretty big jump here. We're going to just do 67. He didn't want that automatic increase. This is going to be for Jeff Fair's first attempt, to be followed by Brian Dorn. Okay, 67 is on the bar. First attempt, Jeff Fair, your clock has begun. That is a good lift for Jeff. We're going to tighten up 67. This is being called for by Brian Dorn, second attempt, to be followed by Peter Cole. Clock has begun for Brian's second attempt. That is a no lift for Brian. Brian gets to come back out for a third attempt, though. We're going to tighten up 67. This will be for Peter Cole's second attempt, to be followed by Brian Dorn, and then Jeff Fair. Clock has begun for Peter. That is a good lift for Peter. We're going to tighten up the 67. This will be Brian Dorn's third attempt, to be followed by Peter Cole at the moment, and then Jeff Fair. Clock has begun. That is a no lift for Brian. We will see Brian back at the clean and jerks. We're going to bump up to 70. This will be for Jeff Fair's second attempt, to be followed by Peter Cole and then Jean Feckery. Thank you, loaders. Clock has begun for Jeff's second attempt at 70. That is a no lift for Jeff. Gets to come back for a third attempt. We're going to tighten up 70. This will be for Peter Cole's third attempt, followed by Jeff Fair and Jean Feckery. Clock has begun for Peter. That is a good lift for Peter, going 3 for 3 in the snatch. See him back for the clean and jerks. We're going to go to 71 for Jeff. This will be Jeff's third attempt, as well as a record attempt for the WSO, to be followed by Kyle Harms. Clock has begun for Jeff Fair. That was a good try, no lift for Jeff. We'll see Jeff back for the clean and jerks. We're going to put 73 on the bar for Kyle Harms' first attempt, to be followed by Chris Wen. Thank you, loaders. Clock has begun for Kyle Harms, 73, first attempt. Good lift for Kyle. We're going to do the automatic increase for him. We'll see if we stay here. 74. Otherwise, Chris Wen is up next, calling for 75. There it is, loaders. We're going to go to 75. Big reds, please. Thank you so much for what you're doing. This will be for Chris Wen's first attempt, to be followed by Matt Henry. Clock has begun for Chris. Good lift for Chris. We're going to tighten up 75. Matt Henry is asking for this, as is Jean Feckery, who will be up after Matt. This is Matt's first attempt. Clock has begun. That is a good lift for Matt. 75 remains on the bar, so we're just going to tighten this up. This will be for Jean Feckery, to be followed by Kyle Harms. Clock has begun for Jean. That is a good lift for John. We're going to bump to 76. This will be for Kyle Harms, second attempt. To be followed technically by Jean and then Chris Wen. Clock has begun for Kyle. 76, second attempt. That is a no lift for Kyle, so we will tighten up that bar. This will be still Kyle's bar. Third attempt at 76. Two-minute clock has begun for Kyle. We're going to actually bump up. We're going to go 78 for Chris Wen's second attempt, to be followed by Jean, and then Kyle Harms. Second attempt, 78. Chris, your clock has begun. That is a good lift for Chris. We're going to tighten up 78. This will be Kyle's third attempt, to be followed by Matt Henry. Clock has begun for Kyle. Great effort, no lift for Kyle. We'll see Kyle back for the clean and jerks. We're going to go up to 79. This will be second attempt for Matt Henry, to be followed by Sam Axton. Clock has begun for Matt's second attempt. No lift for Matt. We will tighten that up. This will stay Matt's bar for a third attempt. To be followed by Sam Axton and then Lance Hardy. Clock has begun. 79 kilos, third attempt for Matt Henry. That is a no lift. Matt is credited for the first snatch attempt. We'll see him back for clean and jerks. We're going to go up to 80 kilos. This will be for Sam Axton, as well as Lance Hardy, who will follow. Thank you, loaders. Sam's first attempt, 80 kilos. Clock has started. That is a good lift for Sam. We're going to tighten up 80. This will be for Lance Hardy, as well as for Jean Feckery, who's calling for this next. First attempt, 80 kilos. Lance, your clock has begun. That is a no lift for Lance, who will come back for a second attempt at that. We're going to tighten up 80. This will be for Jean Feckery's second attempt, to be followed by Lance. Clock has begun for Jean's second attempt. good lift for Jean. We're going to tighten up 80. This will still be for Lance. Second attempt. To be followed by Jean and then Kayron Lewis. Clock has begun for Lance. That is a good lift for Lance. We're going to do the automatic increase. This will remain Lance's bar should he choose to take it. Otherwise, we will see Kayron Lewis calling for 82, followed by Chris Wen. Loaders, we're going to go ahead and bump up to 82. This will be for Kayron Lewis, followed by Chris Wen. First attempt for Kayron. Clock has begun. That is a no lift for Kayron. We're going to tighten up 82. This will actually be Chris Wen's bar. Oh, no, I apologize. It's going to stay Kayron's bar. Second attempt, followed by Chris Wen. This will be a 2-minute clock for Kayron. Clock has begun for his second attempt. That is a good lift. 82 remains on the bar. This will be for Chris's third attempt, to be followed by Kayron. And then Lance Hardy. All right, third attempt for Chris. Clock has begun. That is a good lift for Chris, who went 3 for 3 in the snatch. And a PR, apparently. Great job. We'll see him back for clean and jerks. This will be Lance Hardy's bar at 84 kilos. Third attempt, to be followed by Kyle Stowell. Lance, your clock has begun. That is a no lift by majority for Lance. We'll see him back for the clean and jerks. He is credited for his second attempt. We're going to put 85 on the bar, please, loaders. This will be for Kyle Stowell's first attempt, to be followed by Jean and Kayron, who are calling for the same weight. First attempt for Kyle, 85 kilos. Clock has begun. That is a good lift for Kyle. We're going to keep 85 on the bar, so we're just going to tighten that up. Thank you, loaders. This will be for Jean Feckery, to be followed by Kayron Lewis. This is Jean's third attempt. Clock has begun. That is a good lift. 3 for 3. We'll see you back for clean and jerks. 85 remains on the bar, so you'll tighten that up. To be followed by Kyle Stowell as of now, and then Kellen Kraus. Clock has begun for Kayron's third attempt at 85. That is a no lift. Kayron is credited for the second attempt. We'll see him back for clean and jerks. 88 is going to go on the bar. This will be for Kyle Stowell's second attempt, to be followed by Kellen Kraus. Clock has begun for Kyle's second attempt. That is a good lift for Kyle. We're going to tighten up, automatic increase for 89 for Kyle. Should he stay here, I believe he won't. This would be his third attempt, to be followed by Kellen Kraus and Brian Zhao. 91, loaders, we're going to bump up to 91. Still Kyle's bar for third attempt. Thank you, loaders. 2-minute clock for Kyle, 91, third attempt. Clock has begun. That is a good lift for 3 for 3. We'll see him back for clean and jerks. We're going to go up to 92. This is for Kellen Kraus, first attempt. Clock has begun for Kellen. That is a good lift for Kellen. We're going to do an automatic increase for him. 93 kilos. I doubt we'll stay here. Two-minute clock for Kellen has begun. There's the change. We're going to go to 94 for Kellen. Second attempt, not third attempt, second attempt. Clock resumes. He wants more weight. We're going to bump up to 95 kilos This is still Kellen's bar, second attempt. Thank you, loaders. Clock resumes for Kellen. Brian is up next.
Here you go, Kellen, come on. Same thing here, keep it close.
Good lift for Kellen. Automatic increase for him to 96. Third attempt. Gives Kellen another 2-minute clock. I have a feeling we will continue to go up in weight. Brian Zhao is our last lifter who will be coming on after Kellen. Two-minute clock has started for Kellen's third attempt. There it is. 97 kilos, please, loaders. Clock resumes for Kellen's third attempt. $98 kilos. 98 kilos for Kellen's third attempt. Clock resumes.
Come on, same thing.
That is a good lift for Kellen. 3 for 3 in the snatch. 107 is being called for now by Brian for first attempt. Brian is our last lifter to come out. He's the only lifter left, so he will get 2-minute clocks after his each lift. All right. First attempt, 107. Clock has begun for Brian. That is a good lift for Brian. We'll get the automatic increase to 108 for a second attempt. I'm sure we'll go up. Two-minute clock has begun for Brian's second attempt. $109. $109. Clock resumes for Brian. We're going to keep going up in weight. 110. 110 for second attempt for Brian. Clock resumes. We keep going up. 111. 111 for Brian's second attempt. Clock resumes. That is a good lift for Brian. We'll do the automatic increase to 112. $112 is on the bar for Brian's third attempt. 2-minute clock has begun. Bumping up to 113 for Brian. Clock resumes. $114. Gone up to 114 for Brian's third attempt. Clock resumes. And that is a good lift for 3 for 3 in the snatch. We're going to take a 10-minute break and come back for clean and jerk, starting with John Tulo. That is a good start to the clean and jerk portion of the session. That's a good lift for John. This gives the automatic increase to 72. This will be for John's second attempt. 2-minute clock. We'll see if we stay here. Clock. Oh, look at that. We're not staying there. We're going to jump to 74. This will be for John's second attempt. Two-minute clock for John. 74, second attempt. Clock has started. That is a good lift for John. We're going to do the automatic increase to 75. This would be for John's third attempt, to be followed by Jeff Full. We're going to jump to 76. This will be for Jeff Full, first attempt, to be followed by John Tulo. All right, 76 is on the bar. First attempt for Jeff Full. Clock has started. Good lift for Jeff. We're going to go to 77 kilos. Automatic increase for Jeff. We'll see if he stays here. Otherwise, John Tulo is calling for 77, third attempt. Jeff has gone up, so this 77 will be for John Tulo's third attempt. John, your clock has started. That is a no lift by majority for John. John finishes the day with a 129 total. We're going to have 79 on the bar now, please, loaders. This will be for Jeff Full's second attempt, to be followed by Brian Dorn. Clock has started for Jeff's second attempt, 79. That is a good lift for Jeff and a new WSO record. 80 on the bar, please, loaders. This will be for Brian Dorn's first attempt. All right, Brian, your clock has started. That is a no lift for Brian. We'll tighten that up. Brian can come back for a second attempt at that. This will remain Brian's bar, to be followed by Jeff Full. Two-minute clock for Brian's second attempt, 80 kilos, has started. There we go. Good lift for Brian. We'll have the automatic increase to 81 for Brian. Third attempt. Clock has begun for Brian's third attempt, 81 kilos. We are going up. We're going to go up to 83. This changes to Jeff Full. This will be Jeff Full's third attempt. Clock has started for Jeff. That is a good lift by majority for Jeff. Another record for Jeff. We're going to go to 87 kilos. This will be Jeff Fair's first attempt. And just to announce, Jeff Full ended the day with a 137 total. Nice work. So again, we're putting 87 on the bar for Jeff Fair's first attempt, to be followed by Peter Cole. Clock has started for Jeff Fair. That is a good lift for Jeff. We're going to bump to 88. This will be for Peter Cole, to be followed by Kyle Harms. .88 is on the bar. Peter Cole, first attempt. Clock has started. Good lift for Peter. We're going to tighten up 88, please, loaders. This is going to remain for Kyle Harms. Or sorry, it'll go to Kyle Harms. First attempt. To be followed by Peter and then Chris Wen. All right, 88 is on the bar. First attempt, Kyle Harms. Clock has begun. That is a no lift for Kyle. We will tighten up that bar. It will remain for him. Second attempt. Two-minute clock for Kyle has begun. That is a good lift for Kyle. We're going to go to 89, the automatic increase for Kyle. To be followed by Jeff Fair, who is calling for 90. We're going to go ahead and bring up Jeff Fair. We're going to bump up to that 90. Can we please give the loaders a round of applause? They're doing a fabulous job moving, putting these weights on. This will be Jeff's second attempt. 90 is on the bar. Clock has begun. Good lift and a record for the WSO. We're going to do an automatic increase for Jeff to 91. Third attempt to be followed by Chris Wen. Two-minute clock for Jeff has begun. $92 kilos, please, loaders. This will be for Chris Wen, first attempt, followed by Peter Cole. Clock has begun for Chris. That is a good lift for Chris. We're going to tighten up 92. 92 is going to go to Peter Cole for second attempt, to be followed by Brian Dorn. Clock has begun for Peter.
Go, tight off the floor here. Yes, come on. Control your dip. Come on, Peter.
That is a good lift for Peter. 92 remains on the bar. This will be for Brian Dorn's third attempt, to be followed by Kyle and Jeff Fair, all asking for the same weight. Clock has begun for Brian. That is a no lift for Brian. Great effort. Brian ends the day with a 140 total. 92 stays on the bar, so we'll tighten that up. This will be for Kyle Harms, third attempt, to be followed by Jeff Fair. Clock has begun for Kyle's third attempt. That is a no lift for Kyle, who is credited for the second clean and jerk. We will have 92 stay on the bar, so we'll tighten that up. This will be for Jeff Fair, third attempt. Kyle Harms did finish the day with a 161 total. Great work. Clock has begun for Jeff Fair's third attempt, 92 kilos, followed by Matt Henry.
Get set. Big leg.
Another good lift, another record, 3 for 3 in the clean and jerk, ending the day with a 159. 93 kilos goes on the bar. This is going to be for Matt Henry's first attempt in the clean and jerks, to be followed by Peter Cole. Clock has begun for Matt.
Let's get it. There you go. Come on. Keep pushing. There you go. Nice.
That is a good lift for Matt. 94 automatic increase for Matt. This is currently Matt's bar for second attempt, 94 kilos, to be followed by Peter Cole. Clock has begun for Matt. We're going to bump up to 96 now and also have a change in athlete to Peter Cole. This will be Peter's third attempt, to be followed by Matt Henry. .96 is on the bar for Peter's third and final attempt. Clock has begun.
Let's go, Peter. Tie it off the floor and it's yours. Come on. Come on! Control! Keep pushing! Push up! Push! Come on! Fuck yeah!
That is a good lift. 6 for 6, ending the day with a 166 total. Nice job. 97 is going to go on the bar. This will be for Matt Henry. Matt's second attempt, to be followed by Chris Wen. All right, 97 on the bar. Matt's second attempt. Clock has begun.
All right, come on. Yep, come on. Get tight. Keep pushing up. Push. Nice job.
That is a good lift for Matt. We're going to go to 98 kilos now, please, loaders. This will be for Chris Wen, to be followed by Matt Henry. .98 kilos. Second attempt for Chris. Your clock has started. That is a no lift for Chris. We will tighten up at 98 and will main his bar for a third attempt, to be followed by Sam Axton. Thank you, loaders. 2-minute clock for Chris has begun. We're actually going to bump up to 100 kilos. This is going to now go to Sam Axton for his first attempt, to be followed by Matt Henry. Clock has begun for Sam. That is a good lift for Sam. We're going to tighten up 100. This is going to go to Matt Henry for a third attempt. To be followed by Chris Wen and then Kayron Lewis. All right, 100 kilos on the bar. Matt Henry's third attempt. Clock has started.
Let's get it, man. Come on. Yep. Come on. Stay tight. Push.
That is a no lift. Matt ends the day with a 172 total. Nice work. We're going to have 100 stay on the bar, so we'll tighten this up. This will go to Chris Wen for a third attempt, followed by Kayron and then Jean. Clock has started for Chris. $104 is going to actually go on the bar. This will be for Kayron Lewis for first attempt, to be followed by Chris Wen. Clock has started for Kayron.
Punch. Hold it. Cover.
That is a good lift for Kayron. We're going to tighten up 104. This will be for Chris Wen's third attempt, followed by Jean and then Lance.
Punch.
Clock has begun for Chris.
Get up. Breathe. Big drive.
That is a no lift for Chris. Chris does end the day with a 174 total. Nice job. 105 is going to go in the bar now. This will be for Jean Feckery, followed by Lance Hardy, and then Kellen Kraus. And just to make the announcement, Sam Axton will not be completing any more clean and jerks, ending the day with a 180 total. All right, clock for Jean has begun. First attempt, 105.
Here you go, Sean.
That is a good lift for Jean. 105 remains on the bar. We'll tighten that up. This will be for Lance Hardy, followed by Kellen Kraus, who's asking for the same weight. All right. First attempt for Lance, 105. Clock has started.
Get it, Lance. Go. Go.
That is a no lift for Lance. We'll see him back for a second attempt. We'll tighten up the bar. This will go to Kellen Kraus. First attempt. .105's on the bar. Clock has started for Kellen's first attempt.
Come on, Cal, let's go. Get it, Cal, come on.
Here you go, Cal. Come on.
Come on, Cal. Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
Good lift for Kellen. 105 stays on the bar. We'll tighten that up. This will be for Lance Hardy, second attempt. As of now, to be followed by Kellen and then Kyle Stowell. Clock has begun for Lance.
Go, Lance.
That is a no lift for Lance. You'll tighten that up. We'll give Lance a 2-minute clock. This will be a third attempt for Lance. Thank you, loaders. 2-minute clock for Lance has begun. Minute left on the clock for Lance's third attempt. When he comes out, we're all going to cheer very loudly, to be followed by Kyle Stowell. That is a good lift for Lance, ending the day with a 185. 108 is going to go on the bar now. This is going to bring out Kyle Stowell for first attempt, followed by Kellen Krause and Kayron Lewis. All right, 108 is on the bar. First attempt for Kyle Stowell. Clock has started. Good lift for Kyle. 109 is going to go on the bar. This will be for second attempt, Kellen Krause, to be followed by Kyle Stowell as of now, and then Kayron Lewis. Clock has begun for Kellen.
Here you go, Cal. Come on.
Come on, Cal, let's go.
That is a good lift for Kellen. 110. 110 is going to go on the bar now. This is going to be for Kayron Lewis, to be followed by Kellen Kraus and then Jean Feckery. .110 on the bar. Second attempt for Kayron. Clock has started.
Jump out. Come on. Set. Big punch. Yes, hold it.
That is a good lift. We are going to do 111 for the automatic increase for Kellen, probably going up. This will be third attempt for Kayron, to be followed by Jean Feckery and then Kyle Stowell. Clock has begun for Kayron. We're going to bump up. He's gone up. We're going to change athlete and weight. 112, Jean Feckery, second attempt, to be followed by Kyle Stowell, and then Kellen Kraus. Clock has begun for Jean.
Here you go, John. Come on.
Here you go. Go. Come on.
Yep, come on.
Chest up. Let's go.
Yeah, hold.
That is a good lift for Jean. So good he knocked our clock over. 112 is going to get tightened up on the bar. This will be for Kyle Stowell, second attempt. Thank you. To be followed by Kellen Kraus. Clock has begun for Kyle. That is a good lift for Kyle. 112 remains on the bar, so we're going to tighten this up. This will go to Kellen Kraus for a third attempt. As of now, to be followed by Kyle Stowell and then Kayron Lewis. Kellen's clock has begun, third attempt.
Here you go, Cal. Come on.
Come on.
Come on, Cal.
Come on.
You got it. Yup,
Come
up.
on. Get up.
Push
Push
over,
under.
Cal. Come
Come
on.
on.
That is a good lift. 6 for 6 for Kellen today. 210 total. Nice job. 115 is going to go on the bar. This is third attempt for Kayron Lewis. to be followed by Jean Feckery and then Kyle Stillwell. Thank you, loaders. 115 is on the bar for Kayron's third attempt. Clock has begun.
Jump. Yes. Come on. Get set. Big punch. Hold it.
That is a good lift by majority for Kayron. Nice work, ending the day with a 197 total. 116 is going to go on the bar. This will be for Kyle Stillwell's third attempt, to be followed by Jean and then Brian. Haven't seen Brian out yet for clean and jerks. Looking forward to seeing him.
All right, we have another special award to give out. This one.
All right, 116 is on the bar. Third attempt for Kyle Stillwell. Clock has begun.
Yeah, sure. Hold it.
That is a good lift by majority for Kyle, ending the day 6 for 6 with a 207 total. Nice job. We have 117 going on the bar now for Jean Feckery's third and final attempt, to be followed by Brian. All right, clock has begun for Jean. $118 is what Jean's asking for now, for a third and final attempt.
Your way, John. You got it. Come on.
Love the dance. No lift, unfortunately, for Jean, ending the day with a 197 total. Nice job. We're going to do quite the bump. We're going to go to 130 kilos. This will be for Brian Chow's first attempt. Brian is our last lifter for the session. He will get 2-minute clocks after each lift. All right, Brian, 130 for a first attempt is waiting for you. Clock has begun. Oh, we are going to bump up to 132 for Brian. Clock resumes. We're going to keep going up. 134 for first attempt for Brian. Clock continues.
Come on, big man, let's go. Big squeeze back. Good. Take your time, put it back. Good push. Good job.
That is a good lift for Brian. We're going to do the automatic increase to 135. This will be Brian's second attempt. Clock has begun. Thank you, loaders. 137. 137 for Brian. Second attempt. Clock resumes. $138 is going to go on the bar for Brian. Clock resumes. That is a good lift for Brian. 139 will be the automatic increase. Remains Brian's bar. He gets a 2-minute clock. This will be the last lift of the session. Third and final attempt for Brian. Clock has started. We're going to bump up to 140. Thank you, loaders. Clock resumes for Brian's third attempt. $142 is going to go on the bar. Clock resumes for Brian's third and final attempt.
Back him down.
That is a good lift, 6 for 6 for Brian, ending the day with a 256 total. That is our last lift of the session. We will see you guys back at 11 for the next group.